Hey everyone, I thought I'd use the Vicky Buden gold glaze that we got in the September kits to start off this page. So you can see I'm just using a paintbrush and just painting it on in some rough circles across the page. I am going to fill like the bottom, the like half on a diagonal kind of look onto this 12 by 12 and keep that right head side top up there clear, so blank. So I thought using products like this, the texture paste or the gold glaze, it gives you texture to your background. So yeah, you could use gold paint, it'd be similar, but using this stuff here gives a different sheen, and also I can add different thicknesses and thinness as I'm painting it on. This is all I had as an idea to start, but I found a photo, and it's a nice sunrise a photo that I took when we were in Gold Coast for Anzac Day earlier this year, and I just think it went so nicely with the gold background. I'm just bordering it, layering some paper behind it. So this one is some of the packaging from the embellishments, and then I'm going to pull out some of the pattern paper just to find out what I could use. But first I'm going to cut out some of these cut aparts that are exclusive to the Kitaholic kits. When you purchase either the main or the Project Life kit, you get a sheet or two of these in each kit. So I'm just going to cut some of the labels because it's fun to use labels as layering pieces. It gives a bit of a different look, a different shape, and it's just nice to have point of difference when you're layering behind your photo. So up the top here there is just a rectangular label, but also two fake washi strips. And they just go really nicely together. And so they're going to just go onto my layout as my base. And it just comes together as I'm working on the layering. So you can see here, even though they don't come cut apart, we get to use our scissors and cut them. But fussy cutting these things are quite easy. So you can either at the beginning when you first get your kit, do a bulk fussy cutting of the whole page or two, or you could do like myself and I can see what all the embellishments I got, and that way I can just cut them quickly in the moment. So I'm just having a look at some of the other pages that we got. We also got this cut apart in the Project Life kit, so I thought I'd want to use some of them, but I didn't want to have it as layering pieces and miss out on the beauty of those cut aparts. I want to keep them for actually using in their entirety. Tried this frame, but it was too florally. I didn't like it, and that's quite ironic because I add flowers to the final page. But you know how sometimes you look at something and it just doesn't work, and then the same kind of motif in a different manner will work in a different way. So you see there, I pulled out the pattern paper, and I'm just going to use 2 pages, just some blues and some greens, just to highlight the colours in the sunrise, but also to set it apart from the gold strips on the back. So cutting this one apart, you can see I just layer what I think is going to work. So this one I wanted just a thin layer, so it's going to have the labels and the previous layers wider than them in some parts. And I'm just going to add this strip here. It's mostly going to just be to the left side of the photo rather than a full mat, and I just cut where I want it to cut so that I have the colours and the lines and not too much cream background left into the pattern layer. It's so funny how much you can talk about just photo pattern paper layers, but once you get started, and if you're when I'm explaining it fully, I can certainly do so. So this one here is just going to be a full mat. I'm going to use most of that dark blue. I'm just going to stick it down, just using simple double-sided tape, not worrying too much. On it goes, and then I'm going to cut it down. I do rip the edge of the bottom edge, and if you are interested in getting that white edge when you rip it towards you. There we go. And because this paper is so thick, it's just so easy to work with. It rips so nicely. Just rips evenly, I find. Staple in on those washi strips, and that's going to be a base of a cluster. put away my pattern paper so I can see all the embellishment goodies that we got. I did try to see if any of these stickers would work, but I just wasn't liking them. So I put them away, and I'm going to work on the title later. I just was like, nah, I have no idea. I'll leave that for later. So you can see now I'm just pulling out some of the die cuts that are going to work. Just pulling out, what is it, die cut leaf from the Kaiser Craft collection. One of the flowers from the Pink Fresh one. These are the puffy stickers that I'm trying to pull out and see if there's any that work. So I like to pull out a little couple of things, or many things that I think will work in the color tone or in the theme kind of thing together, and then I pair it back or use them all when I build my cluster. So I'm just committing to the things I know I really like. I'm going to add those green leaves there, and I'm going to add this flower up on some fun foam just to give it some dimension, because so far I haven't got any texture really, or any dimension. I do have texture actually in the gold background. I'm going to add these puffy sticker, this one here. I'm going to add a bit of fun foam just so that it's the same height as that flower. So sometimes if you're working with fun foam or double-sided foam tape, you need to be mindful if anything you put on, and if it overhangs, it needs some foam tape behind it to level it up. I'm going to add this banner here that I cut down, and with another puffy sticker. And I'm just checking before I put it all down what else I could add. It just needed something small, like a word sticker or something. So I do find it in these Kaiser Craft sticker sheets that we got. Just something simple, a simple remember, and it's another green tone, which is nice, rather than having just all the same tone in the same colours. On it goes. I'm just going to position it so that it looks like I've randomly but purposefully put it where I want it. And there we go. There's another cluster pretty much built. Working on putting some of these enamel shaped hearts. They're not enamel shaped hearts, they're enamel heart shapes. And then I'm going to add just a couple of the enamel dots. Didn't need too much, it's just to add some little sprinkles around the big clusters. You can see here, it's all coming together. I'm working out where I want to put it. I wanted to make sure some of the gold was sticking up on that right top corner, but not a full dot. I wanted it just to be a peep of that colour and to know that it was going on. So wet glue, because it's mixed media. On it goes. Wham. Hold it for a second, because once again it's wet glue, and we make sure. And on we go. So just wanted to see what final touches I wanted to add to it. I decided I'd get the end of a paintbrush and do some little gold dots. On it goes. And so I'm just going to do a couple of clusters. At the beginning I thought I would do the whole section, and realized one, it would take me a while, but two, would be too much. So instead I just do some random flowy kind of sections with the dots. You can see it quite easily just works. You don't need to worry too much. If you get a little bit of extra paint or anything, it just adds to the textured look on the background. So it's just something really nice. I did contemplate doing a doodly border, but I decided against it just because I thought it would detract from what's going on, and because I don't tend to do them straight or very well, and because the dots are around near the edges, it would probably look a bit funny. So I'm going to add them. The gold dots have done. I'm going to add these thickers and spell out the word sunrise. Do use a bit of glue. This photo I printed on photo paper, and once I was sticking down these stickers, even though they're pretty sticky actually, but they were lifting some of the ink. So it's interesting that this selfie printer is so much more compatible to moving things around on and wiping off mixed media splatters and things like that, whereas other forms of paper like this photo paper is not so easy to work with. I'm going to pull out a paint pen, and I'm just going over the top of the letters of sunrise. That way the blue still stands out. And I just wanted that pop of black in that sunrise so that it stood out as the title. And then I decided to put some black in amongst these dots, and I really liked the way that turned out. And that, well, I was going to say that's the end, but not quite. So I finish the dots, and then I just get a normal black thin pen, one from Daisy-O, and I use that label on the left there to write Anzac Day 2019 at Gold Coast. And that is my layout for today. So hopefully you've enjoyed it and you've got some ideas and inspiration to go away and create. I will catch you in my next video, guys. See you later. Bye.